Hey guys, what's up? Eric again from winwiththepass.com. Thank you again for checking out this video. We are going to go through a concept again today. One of my favorite things to do is to go through one of our concepts with you guys straight out of the playbook and then see it executed on the field and talk through some of the coaching points and whatnot. Got to make a comment really quick. If you guys like these videos, you got to and you haven't checked out the air raid course yet, you got to check out the air raid course. This is what we do in the entire course. We go through it's about a 15-minute discussion on every single pass concept in the offense. We go through the cut-ups. We go through what it looks like on the chalkboard, what are the coaching points, the nuances, and whatnot. So if you like these videos and you want to dive in a little bit deeper, definitely check out that course. Okay, today we're going to go through one of my favorite concepts. I know I say that all the time, but this one seems to work every single year. No matter who we have playing, this is a concept that works. And it's probably a concept you have in your offense. You might call it something different, but if you're looking at our playbook, this is straight off of page 90, it looks like. Yeah, straight off of page 90, or page 91 if you want to look at the trips left version. But let's look at trips right, sprint right, flood. Again, I've called this a number of things. Sprint right flood is a pretty simple word. We've called this Y sail as well. We've called this, sometimes we've used that different terms for sprint right, code words, whatnot. We've used rodeo and lasso, roll right, roll left. This year we're actually using Seattle. If we roll right at Seattle, green. If we roll left at Seattle, black. So again, I've said this before, but what you call it doesn't really matter. The point is the actual play. So let's check this out. So you see, as we always have in our progression, we have the reads numbered. So here's how we read this. We read 1 to 2 to 3. So it's fade to sail or deep out to shallow out. Okay, so 1 to 2 to 3. Obviously, we're going to sprint the QB here, and I'll talk about some nuances of his route once we get onto the cut-ups. The offensive line is in a full reach protection mode, so they're going to rip and run. And then I'll talk again about what our backside guys do. But let me go through receiver points really quickly and why this route is so good. What are most defenses going to do against you in trips, right? Most of the time, at least what we're going to see, one of two things. If they're playing single high, right, which means that they're playing some type of man coverage over here, we're going to get a linebacker on one of our best athletes, and he's going to run a 10-yard out, and that's going to be open almost every time if they're trying to cover him one-on-one with a linebacker. Okay, if they're playing some type of zone coverage and they have the safety maybe cheated all the way over here to the trip side, we don't really throw this backside route, so this guy's kind of out of the progression, and I'll talk about him in a second. But if they get some kind of zone coverage, what you usually have is you have the QB sprinting out, making an easy throw, because there's usually a backer here, right, if they're in cover 3 or cover 4, that's going to sprint to the flats, but we get angles, right, because our QB is going to sprint out, the H is going to run a speed out, and we're going to have this, right? So even if they double cover this deep out, right, if they have maybe a backer's carrying him to 10 yards and they have a safety over top, we're going to get this speed out in the flat. So we're overloading the zone, basically, right? We got somebody in the short flat, somebody in the deep flat, and then somebody taking the top off of the route. And there's going to be a hole between those defenders. Usually what we see at the high school level is we see this backer, kind of sitting in this range right here, and we can either hit the deep out behind him, right, kind of lofting it over top, or we can hit the shallow out in front of him. But we don't often see a linebacker that can run with our Y, and we don't often see a linebacker that can run with our H, right? So that's why we love this route. It takes advantage of cover 3, it takes advantage of cover 4, and it also gets the pocket moving, which is really important, right, to change the launch point and give the QB a different place to throw to. Couple coaching points here for your receivers. Number one, I'll start with the Z. He has to take the top off. So we say mandatory outside release, right? So up here it says go, right? Go sail out. But this route has to be an outside release. It's really important that we get the hips of the corner turned. And the reason we make that coaching point is if they're sitting in cover 2 and maybe their corner is bailing or sitting at 5 yards, we want to be able to hit this seam route right up the sideline before the safety can make his way over, right? That rail shot that we like to throw. So you have to teach your Z to take an outside release and then just keep going. His whole point, he's probably not getting the ball unless he burns his guy. So teach him to burn his guy and just keep running forever. and that's going to clear the entire zone for these two routes coming into the flats. Next coaching point, your H can be really patient. It's only a 3 to 5 yard speed out, right? So he's going to stick it at 3. That's what I drew up here. And he usually rolls it to about 5. But that doesn't take very long to run. So he can be patient off the line of scrimmage, kind of work his guy, get patient, and then get to the flat. The Y, this is the most important route. He's the guy who's going to get the ball, even though he's the number 2 read. He's going to get the ball most of the time. We want an outside release of that backer. Okay, if he's flying to the flats, we got to push for outside leverage, because if we come underneath him, what's going to happen is when we stick our sail route, that backer is going to be sitting right there in the passing lane. So push outside of that guy, push up to 10, and then we roll it. And it usually rolls to about 12. And we even tell our guys you can roll it to 14, depending on what the defense is doing. If there's nobody out here, be a little bit more lazy and roll that thing to about 14 yards and let the QB kind of lead you into that soft spot. Okay. I'll talk more about QB nuance when we see the cut up, and then I'll talk about the offensive line when we see the cut up as well. All right, so let's go to the cut up and let's check this out from Friday night. Sorry about this clip. The play had already started, but what you can see, what we were getting is exactly what I described. We basically had, on the play side, we basically had single high. This is a strong safety kind of rolled down on our backside receiver, which is great because they're going to double cover the guy who we're not going to throw it to anyway. So that's awesome. And I'll talk about him in 1 second. So here we go. We got trips right, flood. Okay, sprint right, flood. Here's our Z, right? He's going to outside release, right, against press coverage, and this guy's going to run with him. That's going to bring him, let me drew my little tools here. Gotta love huddle, right? So cool. Okay, so he's going to outside release, which is going to bring that corner, right, running with him. All right, and that's important to clear out that zone. See if I can erase that. There we go. Like I said when we were talking about the cutups, the linebackers now are tasked with something really difficult. Right, this guy has to cover our H one-on-one, and this inside linebacker right here, basically 55, has to cover our Y, and that's just not going to work. So even though the safety is in this zone, he's going to get deep, and our Y is basically going to be in a one-on-one matchup with this guy running a sail route. Right, so let me play it a couple times, and then we'll talk through some coaching points. All right, so again, 55 trying to guard our Y. Right, that's a matchup we like. All right, we'll take that one all day. Now this guy, he makes a great play, and I'll talk about why he makes a great play in a second, and actually takes it all the way to the house. But even if the safety recovers and takes a good angle, we got a gain of 14 right there. Okay, so there we go. Trips right, sprint right, flood. All right, let's go back and look at a few of the coaching points. I'll start with the receivers. Just a reminder, take the top off here, okay? And our Z does a great job of doing that. He takes that top off, and that corner runs with him. And then our Z makes a really good football play. Right? He notices the ball is gone, turns around. All right, let's make a block and let's let our teammate score. Just gets barely enough of him to get him out of the way and give us a couple extra steps. So that's a really nice job by the Z. And you can see how when he runs deep, that corner, right, vacates that entire zone. And look at all of that space out there. Right? That's like stealing. We can make that throw on Pop Warner. Right? That's beautiful. And all of that is done because that Z does a good job. If he goes inside here, here's the problem. Watch what happens. So this is why you got to coach your guys to go outside. If he goes inside here, the corner's eyes, he would have turned his hips the other way, which means he would have been looking right here, and a good corner now is taught when he sees the ball in the air, he's going to jump that route. So just by going outside and turning his hips outside, the Z opens up everything else for the receivers. Okay? All right, let's go to the H. I told you about patience. He almost jogs this route, which is good. We kind of teach you to be patient. See how he kind of comes off the ball, he jogs it. He kind of knows, we've run this route so many times, he kind of knows he's not getting the ball here because he recognizes the coverage, and he knows if they're playing one-on-one with our Y and the backer, the Y is going to get the ball. So what he really does is just try to occupy this guy, but you can still see, even though he jogs, right, now, he still has leverage, right? He does a good job of getting his body between him and the defender. And if we want to throw this right here for whatever reason, say the safety jumps this, we still got a 5-yard gain right here, right? We can throw that ball, all right? So that's a good job by the H. The Y runs a perfect sail route, okay? He sticks it, he might stick it a little shallow here, but he knows he's so open. I think he's a little bit impatient. We want to stick it 8 to 10 and roll it to 12. Okay, so you can see, let's see how we did. Ball's on the 45-yard line, and we're sticking it right at about the 50, right about the 48. So he sticks it at about 7, which is a little shallow. But then he rolls it up to about 10, which is what we want, right? And by the time he catches the ball, he's right at 11 yards. So he could run maybe a little bit deeper before he sticks it, but he had such good leverage. You know, he ran to grass and he got himself open. All right, great throw by the QB as well. So again, I'd like to see him maybe push up 2 steps more before he sticks it and then roll it into this region right around here. But we still catch the ball at about 11 yards, which is solid. Okay, let's talk offensive line and let's talk QB. I'll start with the O-line. So this is a full reach, and then the backside 2 guys are going to reach and pivot if there's nobody in their gap. So again, it's kind of hard to see the front. They're playing a 30 front and they're sending 1 or 2 backers all night long. Really important that our right tackle gets a reach on that defensive end, right? So that's really good. He gets out there and keeps running. Basically, it's like block and stretch, guys. He's going to open up, run, try to get your head outside, and that's a really good job by the right tackle. Right guard does the same thing, gets out there and reaches. Our center and our backside guard and our center and our backside tackle, their responsibility is to reach and then pivot, okay? So like our tackle, watch him right here, backside tackle, he's going to reach inside. If there was nobody in this gap, he would pivot out and pick up 54 here. But because there's somebody in his gap, he just reaches and runs with that backside defensive tackle. All right, but basically it's just like block and stretch. Just don't get upfield and teach your guys, if there's nobody in your gap, step down and then pivot back, right? Okay, QB. A couple coaching points, and I want to talk about the running back as well. Actually, let's talk about the running back first because we're talking protection. So the running back, his job is to seal the edge, okay? But what we teach him is if the edge is already sealed, look backside for any backside pursuit. So it kind of gives you 2, let's say the QB gets held up for whatever reason. 54, if he's a really good athlete, might be able to get there. And if, again, the tackle is occupied, this lets the running back pick up that backside guy. So you see our running back here, he notices that the edge is sealed, right? So he gets out here, he sees that the edge is sealed, there's no edge pressure at all. So what he does is he starts to look backside, right? And if the QB has to pull up, we're in position right here to block 54. So that's a kind of a nuance, and this kid's a veteran player and he understands it. But again, it's all about reading. That edge, there's no pressure. Now, if they would have blitzed this backer, right, or if 21 would have come off the edge, or if we wouldn't have gotten the reach block, then our running back would stay out there and protect that edge for us, okay? And that goes for all sprint out protection. Same rules apply. So if you're running sprint out Brown, or if you're in sprint out smash, the high-low concept, same rules apply for sprint out protection. Okay, QB, a couple nuances. First things first, he's got to catch the ball. We want to get depth, and we want to throw the ball while we're coming forward, okay? So his path should look something like this, if I can draw it. He needs to get a little bit of depth and then bubble forward. And we want to throw that ball not going sideways. We want to throw that ball with our shoulders square coming downhill. Okay, it's a much easier throw, and kids understand that and they can make that throw. If they try to sprint sideways and throw across their body, they're not going to be accurate. So teach your guy to bubble back, okay, and then come forward and throw that ball with his shoulders coming downhill. All right, so let's see if he does a good job. See that bubble? Nice. So he squares it, he bubbles back. Okay, now he's coming forward. Shoulders are square now to the target, and now it's just like playing shortstop, right? Get your feet hot, get the ball up, square your shoulders, make a good throw. He puts that right on his upfield shoulder so we can keep running. Couldn't be any better, right? That's a kid being coached and doing what he's coached to do and executing. All right, last thing, backside receiver. You can do whatever you want with this guy. You're really not going to throw him the ball, but here's a little nuance you could throw in. So what's important is that he just gets across into the quarterback's field of vision. So on the playbook, he's running a post, but you could also run him on a drag, or you could run him on a deep dig, something like that. The whole concept is to occupy if there's a backside safety here, so that safety can't jump the route. But if you're sitting up in the booth and you see it, what you can do is you can tag the backside guy, if you trust your protection. So what you could call is trips right, flood, sprint right, X throwback. So then the X knows he's going to get this football, and the QB knows what he's going to do is he's going to sprint out, set up, and then hit that backside post. And again, it's something you probably don't want to call in the first play of the game. You want to see what they're doing with their protection, but it's a nice little wrinkle, and we could probably hit it right here. I mean, if we call it and say, you know, we run this 2 or 3 times, and we see, hey, that safety is not staying in the middle of the field. He's cheating over. Let's tag that backside on a throwback. So we didn't actually do that on Friday night, but it's not a bad little wrinkle to throw in off this play. Okay. The other thing you can do, obviously, is teach your QB, if you have the edge, just tuck and run, okay, which we could have done here as well. So that's another reason you got to love sprint out, because the QB can always just tuck the football and get upfield. All right, so there we go, guys. Trips right, sprint right, flood. Hope that helps. Again, it's probably something you have in your playbook. Almost everybody runs some variation of that route, but hopefully that helps you with a couple of coaching points, and you can work on those this week and put them in on Friday night. Thanks again for watching, guys. We'll check back with you next week.